I think some people are born with words, and some are born with roads. I was born with a road. Even as a little girl, there was always something beyond whatever stood in front of me. Another street, another sky, another life. I didn't know what I was looking for. I only knew I wasn't finished. Maybe that's why I became so good at living. New places, new faces, new versions of myself. I learned how to pack a suitcase before I learned how to unpack my heart. I learned that sometimes you can stand in the same room for years and still feel like a stranger. And sometimes a single person can cross your path and leave behind a feeling that takes years to understand. I used to think wandering meant being lost. Now I think wandering is sometimes just another word for searching. And maybe I've been searching my whole life for the place, the people, the feeling that will make me stop looking over my shoulder and finally look ahead. I learned very young that not every place you come from is a place you belong. Sometimes a house has walls without ever feeling like shelter. Sometimes blood can share a name without knowing how to love you. Sometimes the people who are supposed to teach you what home feels like are the reason you learn how to run. I spent years wondering what I could have done with differently. If I had been quieter, smaller, easier, better. If I had swallowed enough words, maybe I would have been worth keeping. But you know, children shouldn't have to earn the right to feel safe. And God, I dreamed stupidly. I dreamed loudly. I dreamed about a life that felt impossible from where I was standing. I dreamed of somebody taking me away. And there were people who believed in that dream before it had any proof behind it. Someone saw the fire before I knew how to protect it. Someone gave me fuel. Someone taught me how to turn that fuel into fire. Eventually, I understood that living was a betrayal. Sometimes living is the first time a person chooses themselves. So, I stopped knocking on doors that had already decided not to open. I stopped being on my knees and begging for crumbles. I walked away with whatever pieces of myself I could still carry. And the strange thing about living is that you don't realize how much lighter you are until you have already gone. And somewhere along the road, another kind of light appeared. Not loudly, not dramatically, just a presence that somehow made the horizon look different. There had been a conversation once, long before there was a plan, long before there was a suitcase, long before there was any real reason to believe the thought would ever become reality. A place had been mentioned, almost casually, the possibility, a maybe. And somehow, the little maybe stayed. A year passed, then another. Life changed, people changed, everything moved. But the thought remained quietly tucked away, somewhere in the heart. Some dreams are strange like that. They don't arrive as plans. They arrive as sentences. They arrive in conversation you don't realize you remember. They arrive attached to a person whose presence makes an impossible world feel like a little closer. That is what Stella Maris became. The little star above dark water. The light sailors looked towards when the shore disappeared. Not the anchor, not a destination, a direction. A reason to look further. A reason to believe that the darkness wasn't the whole sky. There is something beautiful about a person becoming that kind of light without ever being asked to. Something beautiful about carrying the memory of someone and finding that it doesn't make the world smaller. It makes it bigger. It makes the unknown feel less frightening. It makes a distant horizon feel worth walking towards. And perhaps that is one of the purest forms of love. Not possession, not dependence, not asking somebody to become the center of your universe, but allowing their existence to remind you how enormous the universe actually is. Maybe that's why this journey feels different. It is an escape, and is a running away from one life into another. It began long before the bags were packed. It began as a thought, then a dream, then a conversation, then time, then courage. And somewhere inside that decision is a little piece of love. Not a desperate kind, not the kind that begs, the kind that can exist quietly, the kind that can be arrived without being announced, the kind that can make somebody kiss a photograph when nobody is watching. Smile at the memory and then put the photograph away because the road is still waiting. The kind of love that doesn't ask a person to stop becoming themselves. The kind that stays without words, that there is more worth to see. And there are people along the road who try to convince me that I wasn't going anywhere. People who saw a limit where I saw a horizon. People who decided who I was before I had the chance to become her. People who smiled while waiting for me to fail. People who thought I would eventually come crawling back because they believed they were the only place I could go. I used to want them to watch, want them to see every step, every bruise, every victory. I wanted the satisfaction of proving them wrong. But eventually I understood that revenge is still a form of attachment. So, I let them keep their opinions, let them keep their little versions of me, let them believe whatever makes sleeping at night easier. I don't need to correct them. I don't need their apologies. I don't even need to know I won. The road is long, and I have better things to look at. And suddenly the little girl who once watched wrestling through a screen wasn't watching anymore. She was stepping through the ropes. She was bleeding, she was sweating, she was falling and getting back up. She was becoming the woman she had once imagined from the other side of a television screen. And there are two people I carry in that part of the story, in a way I will never be able to explain properly. A father, a brother, not because blood rolled across roads, because life did. One day, a little girl at the beginning of a dream, the other became part of the proof that she wasn't dreaming alone. Some people became family without ever asking for the title. They simply become impossible to separate from the person you are becoming. Maybe that's what growing up really is. Learning that we don't have to hate the places we live. You can simply outgrow them. You can love what was beautiful and still refuse to return to what was hurtful. You can remember somebody without wanting them back. You can forgive without reopening the door. You can carry scars without caring the people who made them. And one day, you look back at your suffering and realize it didn't own you. Your suffering wasn't a gift. The fact that you survived it was. The fact you kept moving was. The fact you still had enough heart to dream after was. There were lovers too. People who promised forever and make forever feel like a cage. People who knew exactly where I was soft and decided was where they would press their orders. I stayed where I should have left, mistook endurance for devotion. I thought being chosen meant I had to keep accepting whatever came with being chosen. And there was a time when I couldn't tell the difference between being held and being trapped. I came now. I remember standing with the last piece of one of those promises in my hand. Such a tiny thing to carry the weight of an entire life. I looked at it and thought about the woman who had once believed she needed. I didn't hate her. She had to love with everything she had, but she didn't live there. So I opened my hand. The water took it. No screaming, no curse, no final speech. Just the sea swallowing me something that had already ended. And you know, somehow, that was enough. I've spent my life looking for somewhere to stay. Fuck that. I want somewhere to go. I want the unknown. New streets, new faces, no one who knows the old me. Nothing called too loud, too wild, too much. Good. The wild part survived. I'm leaving the old voices behind. Old promises, old stories. I'm taking the dream, the people who believe, the scars, the memories. I carry them. You don't carry them. I was never looking for someone to stop. I was looking for a reason to keep going. Now, I have one. I don't know what's waiting beyond the horizon. And for once, I don't need to know. Let the road take me. Let the past get smaller. Let the future stay unknown. And if I see the little light above the water, I'll know where to look. I was never loved. I was always